Good evening. So I wasn't able to get this earlier, but I want to give my take on last night's loss up in Tallahassee. This game was there for the taking, folks. This had all indications of a CANES victory. When you convert 50% on third downs, when your defense, for the most part, I should say, does what you need to do to win, put you in position to win, you have to take advantage of it. The defense could not make a stop on that drive where Cook gets the game winner. We allowed 539 yards of total offense last night. 248 of those rushing, 228 of those by Dalvin Cook alone. That, folks, isn't going to win games for you. When you allow near 100 yards receiving by Kermit Whitfield, when you have Edric Golson last night, go 25 of 33 for 291 and a touchdown. When you allow that, you're not going to win games, folks. I'm going to make that very clear. You're not going to win games. When you allow to be 75% completion rate, you're not going to beat anybody that way. When Brad gets sacked twice, you're not going to win. When your running game only gets 20 yards rushing the entire night, 33 by Joe Yearby alone, and Brad gets, like I said, sacked twice for minus 16 yards. Folks, that's not going to win games. I'm not going to mention any other way, folks. Last night, this was a game that Kane should have won and didn't do it. I mean, look at the drives in the second half. Our defense only forces 1 3 and out. 1 3 and out the whole night. I mean, penalties absolutely killed us last night. I look at the 7 for 73 yards. I mean, we have a false start. I mean, that false start kills it because you're right on a drive, you're backed up, then you go after that. The penalties is 3 and out on that. Folks, you're not going to win that way. You're just not going to win that way, ladies and gentlemen. We commit a personal foul. That was a drive. That's really a drive killer when you do that. Then a false start, both on Alex. Yeah, we punt on that drive near the end of the half, and they get 3 points right off that drive, off the ensuing drive. To look at last night, it was a field position game. To emphasize that point, FSU started drives on average of their 30. We start our drives on average on our own 18. You can't win that way when you have poor field position consistently during the night. And you're right there. I mean, I look at all the drive charts last night. You're right there. You're there to make a play. You're down 3 going to fourth quarter. We take the lead. But it really last night, when you look at it, It really came down to plays. Who makes plays and who did not. They made the big play. They made the plays they had to make, and we didn't. That's really what it boils down to. We get the lead. We take the lead. The defense could not make critical third down stops. The 3rd and 8, Golson goes to Wilson for 20. Then on 3rd and 1, Golson gets 7, gets the first down. And then right on Dalvin Cook gets 2 23-yard gains, the second one being the game winner. But then the offense, you have 6 minutes, you're right there on the last drive. Florida State takes about 2:31 off that clock. So you got 2:45 to play in the game. You're right there. You're at the 36. You get the first downs. You move the sticks there. But the play calling at the end on the last drive, you really felt was a little questionable at times. This game had all the makings of a Canes victory last night. But in the 4th quarter, you get -1 rushing yard. -1. Folks, you're not going to win that way. That's just not going to get it done. I'll be honest right now, people, this loss absolutely hurts. Let's make no mistake about it. This loss hurts. Grades for last night. Offense, I'm going to give for the most part, I'm going to give a C. I could give it a little low, but a C for last night. Defense, I'm going to give a D. Could not make the big, allowing 539 yards total offense to FSU, and could not make the big stops, especially on FSU's game-winning drive. But you're right. The defense does put us in position to win, but the offense could not get the big play when you had to make a big play. Could not get it. Hurts. Got to bounce back against Virginia Tech on Saturday down back home at Sun Life. I'll talk about Virginia Tech more on Wednesday. Win or lose, guys. Go Canes.